Hey y'all, I'm late, but that's neither here nor there. I'm excited to share this story with you guys, or to really just share the entire experience for what it has been with everybody. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know it's late. I was going to do this earlier at 3 o'clock, but I was still shooting and we were having brunch and we were kind of mingling and everything. And so I moved it till tonight. I know a few of y'all are still watching the game as far as men. But this is really just for a lot of people who desire to be entrepreneurs and who are really ready to cross that bridge and they want to know what it's like. So I'm here to tell you guys how my journey has been thus far since the big day of October the 9th. Life has been different. Some days have been frustrating, but I'm going to go ahead and let a few of you guys come on in. If you guys are not in Texas, come in and let me know where you guys are from, because I've added a lot of new people. Go back. No. I've added a lot of new people, kind of trying to diversify my friend list and everything. Oh, I made this especially for tonight. So you guys know, if you're not new, you know that Zion, my 3-year-old, likes to speak to everybody. California, hey, my 3-year-old likes to be in my videos, and he's part of the reasons, one of the main reasons why I did go ahead and step out on faith, because I didn't want to miss out on the ability to be a mom, because that's really, really important to me. But that's a whole nother story within itself. I didn't think that I would have a second chance at this thing, but here we are, rocking and rolling. So the viewers are kind of going up and down. I'm trying to get at least 10 people. I have 5,000 friends, so it shouldn't be so hard to get 10 people. But I know a lot of you guys are excited as well. I see you guys. Hey, Ray Ray. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Junior. Hey, everybody. I need one more person. As soon as we get one more person, just let me know. Are you at a point to where you're wanting to quit your job? Do you like your job? Like, tell me a little bit about y'all. Where are y'all at as far as career wise? Hey, girl, are y'all happy? Do y'all want more? I'm excited. Like, I want to hear from you. Y'all hear me talk all the time. Thank you. So, if you don't know who I am, I'm Empress, but I go by the real Empress H. Some people call me Boss Lady. Some people call me Mother Imp. But I go by the real Empress H. And so I'm just that person that likes to talk about the taboo topics that a lot of people don't. I believe in doing what's best for yourself. I just want more fans as a rapper. It's 10, yes. Boss Lady lives. Thanks. Thanks. So I got somebody saying they want more. I just lost my job Monday. Anything in mind? So, funny story, I've never gone through a temp agency before, and the first temp agency that I went through is really Kelly Services. So if you're in Dallas, really, if you're anywhere, I would definitely try them out, depending on what line of work you're looking for. But don't let that discourage you. I've been fired before, too, after 30 days on the job, and I've shared that story before as well. Had a design approved by the executives of 7-Eleven, and then I was terminated for lack of engagement a few days later. And I was unemployed for about a month. Started babysitting and stuff like that, and then I got on with Kelly Services, which led me to Bloom, and I was temp for maybe 3 months, and then I finally went permanent January 2017, and within that little year time frame, go potty, baby, go potty in here, I'm right here. Within that little year time frame, I got promoted 3 times. You can turn the light on. Go get your stool. Go get your stool. Yes, you can. You just want to be in here with mommy. But I got promoted 3 times. So As I stated recently in another video that I did not quit my job because I hated my job. I know that's like the story that a lot of people hear when you're searching the internet. You know, you get to this phase where you're just trying to look for an exit plan and look how other people did it and look what other people said and look at the route other people took. But at the end of the day, what you guys fail to realize is when it's your time, it's your time. And my thing is I did a lot of praying. I did a lot of praying because one, I love my job. Thank you so much. One, I love my job. Secondly, like I tell people, I'm a mom first, okay? So there were days when my son would be sick and I would have to go into work, or I would make it to work after I had just dropped him off at daycare, and the daycare is calling me mid-stop in traffic like, hey, Zion has thrown up, you have to turn around and come and get him. So it was little stuff like that that took me away. Like, I didn't want to miss these moments. Y'all know the backstory. Zion was a preemie, 37 days in the NICU and stuff like that. So I went through, you know, postpartum depression where I felt like I was detached from my son. So I didn't want to go through a phase right now at 26 and 27 years old feeling like I always have to put work before my kid. And most of us stay stuck. Most of us stay stuck because we have bills to pay. Most of us remain unhappy in positions because we don't have any other source of income. And then fear is fear of rejection, fear of failing, not even knowing if this entrepreneur shit is really going to work out. Thank you so much. Not even knowing, you know, if the entrepreneur route is going to work out. I can't tell you, last week, I almost applied back to my job because I was like, okay, Empress, like, is this something that you really want to do? We here now, but in that same breath, I told myself, I'm not going back. So I have no choice but to succeed. I got a future husband depending on me. You know, I got a son depending on me. I got me depending on me. So let me take y'all back to October the 9th. So October the 9th, I get up and I go to work. You know, my mom was taking my son to daycare, and that bothered me. You know I don't go to work. That bothered me, you know, so much because I didn't even get to enjoy those moments with my baby. Like, I would literally have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and he would still be in the bed asleep. My mom would have to take him to school. My mom would have to pick him up because when I got promoted to the credentialing coordinator, I had to work. I was salaried. So salary, you working 40 plus hours on top, really 50 max, you know, you're 50 minimum. So every other Wednesday, I had meetings. So these type of meetings were the ones where...
What shape is that?
I don't know, baby, but I'm talking.
I only get to talk to...
No. So every other month, I had... Well, twice a month, I had these committee meetings. And you would have to prep all of these... pretty much medical doctors in Texas that had any cases against them. So if they overprescribed somebody, if they had a malpractice case, if they killed the baby during labor, if they prescribed an addict prescription pills, you know, these were the people that I had to take to committee because we had to get them out of network. So the job was tedious. Not to mention I walked into a role that somebody had did incorrectly. So not only was I trying to get my feet wet, but I was still cleaning up the mess from the people before me. So I don't mind hard work. I love hard work. Don't get me wrong. I work better under pressure. But the thing about it was putting so much of myself into a company that would give me nothing but a paycheck in return was a slap in my face. Because one, if I could go as hard for them, then imagine how hard I could go for myself if I had the time, if I could allocate 100% to iHeart, to the real Empress H, to these brands that I have. I consider myself the woman of a million brand, right? So if you guys been following me for a long time, you guys know that. So going into work every day wasn't an issue. I commuted an hour and 15 minutes to and from work in traffic every day for almost 2 years straight. So there wasn't an issue. The issue came when I got serious about my business and I got serious about my craft and I got serious about my customers and networking and building these relationships with people. And I got serious about really wanting to be present in my son's day-to-day life. Is when I was like, okay, Empress, we have to figure something out. This wasn't like an exit plan. I did not plan it. You have some people, that's their story. They planned this exit plan, did that or whatever. I had a nice little hefty savings, you know. Not to say I was plotting, that was just my rainy day fund. But I knew that I was not built, I was not put here to work for other people. It was something about me and the way I interact with people and the mechanism just about everyday life of going to corporate, yes, baby, going to corporate America that bothered me. Like, it disturbed my soul. It really did, y'all. Because people didn't understand me. Because, like, as a black woman, some people take our passion and try to make it like we angry. You know, they try to take that passion and the fact that we be serious about our shit. Like, people don't realize. You put a black woman in a position to where she's excelling. I'm serious about my shit. And I'd be damned if anybody make me look like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know? And so here I was, the only black girl, meeting with these medical doctors and the medical directors, and I have my Caucasian, co-workers coming back and forth. The guy that quit actually came back. They hired him back on as a supervisor that superseded basically the positions that would submit the information to me, So me thinking he was going to be the person to kind of smooth out the wrinkles because he's been in my position before. He was one of them people where he started going above me because he knew what the job was. Started going above me, submitting things or whatever. Mind you, I had already created my own routine. So here I am, the black girl, trying to get my name in the door. Not really even get my name in the door, but trying to really just be on my shit and show these people that I can do and I can achieve and I'm not afraid of a challenge. I'm not afraid of change, Okay, baby, sit down. You're making too much noise. And not that I'm not afraid of change. And here you are. You come back in after a month of being gone because you painted this picture that you had a better opportunity. The Friday that I accepted my position as the credentialing coordinator, he called asking, could he come back? It was too late. So what did they try to do? They tried to create another position, a supervisor position, and they wanted to say, okay, this is what we want you to do. You can either go this route, you can either go this route. So I sat in limbo. Wait, baby. Okay, I sat in limbo for about a week or so, right? And so while I'm in limbo, I was like, you know what? I'd be damned if I let anybody lay out my destination for me. You don't get to pick and choose where I want to go. Because if that's not where I want to be, then guess what? That's not where I'm going. And that's the attitude a lot of us have to have. Because we get so comfortable in the process of figuring out if you're going to quit and if you're going to do that, you get so comfortable. Hey, Bree, I'm going to address that in just a second, I promise you. I'm going to read some of your comments in just a second, I promise you. And I'm going to respond back to let you guys know what I feel. And just to make sure, because you'll know. Okay, you'll know it's right when it's right. Okay, baby, sit down. You're making too much noise. But, so he come back in. He started pretty much doing his own thing, overstepping me, doing it the way he was doing it before he left, and all the stuff like that. I had a problem with that. And the craziest thing is when I decided to quit that job, I just made this, I just made this like literally. I was like, it goes perfect, right? If it's the theme, I quit. But yeah, I'll make you one. I will most definitely make you one. I just made this like right before I got on. But here I was, the black girl, been promoted 3 times in a year, trying to get my feet in the door, letting these people know. Because think about this, they already knew that I was about my business. They already knew that I was on it because the position was handed to me. I didn't ask for it. The manager, the supervisor came and was like, you should apply. And thought nothing of it, So when I took it, it was nothing for me to catch y'all like that. Nothing. I'm in there, But a lot of people start getting intimidated by us. And that's because that we are really passionate about what we do. We're passionate about what we say, so sometimes it comes off as being aggressive, So they think we can't handle power, and they just really don't even know how to interact with us on a good day. Zion, sit down. On a good day. So that happens or whatever. And my last straw was really... Oh, yeah, I will for sure make you one. We can start the I Quit campaign. But my last straw, and it was really not even the last straw, it was just the desire to be a full-time entrepreneur got stronger and stronger and stronger. So a misconception that a lot of people have is that I quit my job because I was unhappy. That's not my story. I actually loved what I did. I really did. The environment, but I actually loved what I did. It got to a point where I had access to work from home. My supervisor was the best supervisor I had in years. He let me come and go. He was really understandable when it came to my son, and it was just one of those things. As long as you did your work, it wasn't any micromanaging, and it was just healthy. I came in and I left. I came in and I left, and I did what I needed to do. But I loved what I did for me more. And the thing about it, I never wanted to regret. I never wanted to regret not taking that leap and not taking that risk and stepping out on faith, because I feared what was on the other side. Because here's the thing, you really don't even know what's on the other side. You don't know. You will never know unless you just do it. Because the thing about it is, mine was impulsive. It wasn't anything that I planned. It was just one of those things. I went to work with no intentions. And again, like I stated, I ran my errands like I did on Tuesdays to go to Harry Hines and get vinyls for my t-shirt business. And it was raining. And for the past few months, it had rained. Everything that I had planned, it had rained. It was just kind of one of those things. So I was like, God, why is it raining? And basically he told me, baby, I'm taking you from seed time to harvest. And in order for your seeds to harvest, you need rain. And in order for all of those things that you want to manifest, you need rain. You need something that is going to stimulate the soil and allow those seeds to grow. Almost like nutrients. You need rain. And so in that rain, I said, okay, God. I said, we here again. We've been here before. What are we going to do?
I don't
know.
know.
I kid you not. You don't know? That's what Mommy said. I said, I don't know. I didn't know. Yeah. But I was like, what are we going to do? I've been here before, and I just need to hear your voice loud and clear so that I can know for a fact this is the step that I'm about to take. It's time. So right here, I got a tattoo that say the time is now, right? Got it a long time ago. Never just impulsive. Just trying to, whatever. I like tattoos, and it never really meant anything to me until that day. It's time. Yes, sir. Being obedient. So I go back and I just thought, I didn't tell anybody. That's the craziest thing. I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want anybody to try to talk me out of it. I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want anybody to start questioning why I did it. I didn't tell anybody, hey, brother, I didn't tell anybody because it was my decision. And most importantly, I did it for me, and I did it for him. And I did it for the ability to be able to function and operate as a full-time entrepreneur, because then I put myself in control of my own destiny. I put myself in control of my hours. I get as many sick days as I want to get. He get to stay home from daycare with his mommy when I want him to. He don't have, so, and he loves it. Mommy take you to school? Stop that. Do mommy take you to school? Mm-hmm. You like when mommy take you to school? Mm-hmm. Why? You get to see me every day?
Yeah.
You like seeing me in the morning? Yes, I love seeing you too.
I like to see you too.
You like to see me too? Mm-hmm. What's your name?
Zion Hyder.
That is your name. How old are you?
3.
You are 3. Good job, Daddy. You did. See? But back to regular programming. My baby likes to steal the show, right? But it was just one of those things. I really just didn't want to regret it. And I told myself, I said, you know what? If I never do what I need to do for myself today, I'd be sitting here 3 years from now still saying the same thing. I'm ready to go, I'm tired of coming to this place. I'm tired of making this drive. I'm tired of doing this. But let me tell you, when you know it's God and you know it's ordained, because it won't be any confusion. It won't be any fear. And I see some of you guys saying, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. Baby, I'm telling you, your season is up on you. So if it's time for you to walk away from that place, then know for a fact it's going to happen on God's time. It's not going to happen really when you want it to happen. And you may not even have to have a plan. If you want to plan it, then that's perfectly fine. You take your route and I take mine. But what I do not want people to do is to see my story and be inspired, but don't take that step unless it feels absolutely right. Because I'm going to tell you, some days are harder than the next. It's okay. It feels good to wake up when I want to wake up. It do. Some days I don't have energy at all to even get out of bed. Some days I don't even really know if this is what I want to do. So it is a lot of, it allows you to dig a little deeper. It does allow you to focus on your business and allow you to focus on yourself. But you got to understand, a lot of people don't walk away. Stop, baby. Okay, you can box me. Yeah, that's fine. But a lot of people don't walk away because they're comfortable. They're comfortable with that. That's a steady paycheck. You know, okay. You want me to turn it back on for you? Or you going to stay in there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to walk and talk, guys. But a lot of people don't walk away because they're scared. And that's the reality, is that they're really scared and they're comfortable with the fact that they have a steady paycheck coming in, you know. And some people say, you know, well, that's guaranteed money. But the thing about it is, I get you some milk. Not right now. And they get comfortable. But what they fail to realize is, pretty much like I said earlier, guys, when you work in these jobs, these people get to put a cap on what they pay you for your skill set and your ability. They can underpay you. Really, it ain't no such thing as overpaying you, because the reality is a person will never pay you, a company will never really pay you what you're worth. You know? And my thing is, I was started off making $15 an hour as a temp. I started off making $15 an hour at this job. And then when I went permanent, I started making $16 an hour. And then I got my little quarterly bonus that took me to like 17 something. Then I got promoted to a lead. That took me to like 18 something. And then I got promoted into salary, and that was almost like 45,000. I have a college degree. And you mean to tell me you gonna cap me at 45,000? But the reality was, it was a lot of people around me older than me who were okay with that. They were okay with bringing home $1,500 every 2 weeks. That's only $3,000 a month, guys. I started my business with a $12 iron. A $12 iron back in February. To date, I've probably made over $13,500 with t-shirts minus cost of goods and services. It may not mean nothing to a lot of people, but it was the ability to say, I can take last minute orders. I can do this. I can do that. I ain't got to work on shirts today. I can take an off day. I can spend a whole day shopping, getting my nails done or whatever. I can read. I can write. I can rest. That's the type of control that I wanted, because I wanted to be able to be there. Like, I didn't want to not go to my boyfriend's job and take him lunch. I didn't want to not surprise my baby at daycare. I didn't want to postpone everything, every aspect of my life, because I have to go to work. And these people will drop you like a bad habit. Like, if you get sick and you miss too many days, oh, that's an occurrence. We're going to write you up. My thing about it is, it's like, shit, life happens. And you mean to tell me there's stipulations? I can get written up for missing too many days of work because my child is ill? Like, you mean to tell, what are you talking about? And that's what a lot of people go through. I've seen so many people say, oh, I got to quit a job again because of childcare, or I have to quit a job because I don't have anybody to pick up my baby from school. My boss tripping again. Oh, I got written up because I was late. You know, and I'm just like, who really want to walk around all day, day in and out, knowing that people are clocking you and watching you, and they get to determine when you come and when you go, and not only that, they paying you crumbs. I didn't want that to be my life. I didn't, so I quit. Didn't tell nobody. I told a really good friend of mine, and then I told my former supervisor right before I made the decision to tell my supervisor. My former supervisor and I talked for an hour, in which she expressed to me that she had 2 businesses that fell by the wayside because she poured so much into a company that she had to lose herself. Y'all can order this shirt. It's a sweatshirt, though. It's a sweatshirt. I cut the neck off. So... But, you know, it was one of them things. So I had that conversation with them. It was so funny because the first thing everybody said was, please don't tell me you quit because of somebody else. And I was like, what? Please don't tell me that you quit because of something somebody else didn't do. Not once they tell me, if you quit for you, then that's great, you know? Not once did they say that. They were trying to find out what was wrong with the company now all of a sudden, when the shit had been broken. That was the reality. A lot of times these companies know that they have good people. And I've always been one to preach that if you take care of your people will take care of you. My director will walk into the office and not speak to anybody. I don't even think she knew half of her people's names. She on the same floor as us. Like, adjacent. Like, she right here. My desk right here, her door right there. Like, you walk past me in the morning time. African-American lady. I ain't never did nothing to you. And so I didn't understand that aspect of corporate. And so the environment was, you know, the job was easy. The work was doable. It was feasible. A little heavy sometimes. But if I was going to put forth all of my energy and all of my talent and my skill set to make a company look good who didn't give a damn about me, I can do that for myself, man. And this is not to say that everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur, because I'd be lying if I said everybody was. Company need workers. You have some people who are going to forever work a 9 to 5, and that's okay, you know. But you have some people who are wired a little bit different, and they got that go-getter mentality, and they're going to get it by any means necessary. But even in that, you got to know when to rest. And that's what I'm learning now, because I'm up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and my mind is erasing, because now I got to think a little bit harder. Now I got to act a little bit different because I don't have a guaranteed check coming in anymore. My last check from corporate was $18.28. That wasn't even $20. I just knew it was an error. But I am here to tell y'all that seriously, if y'all are even there, if you have done that, if you quit, comment I quit. If you ever quit a job before and you are strictly, solely, 100% an entrepreneur, drop a comment. If you are anticipating quitting a job and you haven't done so, what is stopping you? Let me hear it in the comments. So 2 different type of people. If you've quit a job, share that experience. And if you are anticipating quitting a job, what's stopping you? That's what I want to know, because it'll be different from a lot of people. But one thing I found that a lot of people had in common was definitely fear. And just remember, like, you don't owe nobody an explanation. I remember waking up the next morning and my mom came in and she was like, you ain't going to work? I said, I quit. And she was like, you know what? I'm happy for you. And that's when I knew that it was right, because I had quit a job. I've quit plenty of jobs, right? I've quit plenty of jobs, but I always went and found another. I always got to a point a month down the line where I was like, I got to go find another job, you know, whatever. But this time I was like, I'm not going back. I don't think I did 3 years strong. Single mommy. I was a single mommy, but Mr. D. Rose stepped in, so he was a lifesaver. I haven't quit yet because my bank account is nowhere where it needs to be. The cushion I want is not there yet. Been working for myself. I will tell you something about that cushion, though. It's not always guaranteed, and you will sit around for ages waiting on that cushion to come. And life will keep happening, eating away at that cushion. And 2 years from now, you will be stuck in the same spot, you know. And that's why I said it really ain't really no exit plan. And that's, I depend totally on God. That decision was nothing but God driven. There was no confusion. And that's when you know it'll be right. So all I would tell you is truly, truly pray about it. Pray about it, pray about it, pray about it, and ask him for his guidance according to his will. And ask him to just show you the way and show you the path, and just let him know that you're going to keep carrying on and carrying on until you can clear your brain from all of the static, until you hear him clearly. And you will hear him give you the go ahead. You really will. I quit 2 years ago and started a trucking company. I was making $10 a day. I have no college degree. But last year made $87K in my first year of a business. That's what I'm talking about, Justin, because it's possible. And it's possible. And that's a testimony. $10 an hour with no college degree. And that's another story within itself. Yes, sir. Oh, well, you should have ate dinner, Zion. What? Okay. And so that's a testimony within itself, because people often think that, college degrees make you better, or college degrees is guaranteed money. And the thing about it is, when you go to college and you're not getting internships and all this experience inside of your field, then the college degree is almost a high school diploma. They don't care. I've only worked once in my field, and I've been out of college for 5 years. And I got fired from that job 30 days later after they used me to get a brochure approved by the executives of 7-Eleven. So it's a dog-eat-dog world out here. I know right now isn't the time to start a business because personal things going on in my life. This could be the perfect time to start a business. It really could. But the thing about it is, your gift will make room for you. See, a lot of us try to do things that we're not really ordained to do. We try to step into areas and shit where the shoe really don't fit. But we see that somebody else is doing it or whatever. Thing about it is, you got to learn how to separate the things that we are allowing to get in our way to real issues. Because sometimes we get in our own way. And sometimes we get in our own way. Sometimes we put so much stuff in our heads to where we talk ourselves out of being great, man. Like, thinking is imperative. Self-thinking is imperative. Healthy thinking is imperative. Yeah, Z, I know your story. I had nothing. I finally got my music clear. That's good, Christian. When things going on, that's when your mind is at its sharpest. And that's you better say that, Amir. I'm telling you. It was when I was in my deepest mess, I pulled myself out. I just got creative. Impress you for what? Oh, you struggling with depression? Let's talk about it. Oh, you struggling with this? Let's talk about it. I've never sat around and waited on nobody to do nothing for me. I've never sat around and waited on validation from nobody to give me the heads up. I've always been strong-minded, and I thank God for my mama, because it was just one of them things. And I have my bad days, don't get me wrong. I have days where I just want to be vulnerable and I just break down and I'm crying, I'm all over the place. And so Darian is like, babe, like, what's going on? But he my rock for sure, and you need people like that, because when I quit my job, my boyfriend showed up at my house with some damn flowers in a card to congratulate me. We went to Benihana's, we clapping. What y'all celebrating? Oh, we're celebrating the anniversary, a birthday. I quit my job. And he's like, no, she quit her job so that she could be a full-time entrepreneur. Like, he is my biggest male cheerleader. I kid you not. But you need people like that, because it's still days that I question myself. And I question my ability to get this shit done. It's a lot of stuff that I want to do. I want to speak to the masses, I want to share my stories. I want to talk about, having my son preterm. I want to finish writing my books. I want to be a social influencer, man. And I want to put a healthy influence on you guys. I don't want to toxicate you guys with drama and nonsense, I really want to encourage you to really just be the best version of yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to carry you through. You got to stop letting people dictate what goes on in your world. Yourself push me to go. What? Well, I am proud of you. I am. Go ahead then. Okay, can you talk to me? I'm the easiest person to talk to. Right now, when I'm climbing out of the environment I'm in isn't the best, so I'm trying to get my own answer, because the family around is going. I got you, but you got to take control of that. You got to take control of that energy, man. And you got to get out. If you got to get out the house, thank you. Go ahead and inbox me. But you gotta get out of that. You got to get from around that. Because if you keep allowing toxic environments and toxic people to come into your world and intoxicate you with any type of traumas or negative energies or whatever, you're going to forever remain stuck. You have to take control of your peace. You have to you really do. And I mean, some of this stuff may sound cliche, but I'm telling you guys, it's so important. Because if you keep allowing negative shit to penetrate you, and to penetrate your soul and to take you really to a sunken place that you cannot get out of, you will be miserable. And that misery will push off on other people, and they don't want to be around you when all you doing is you crying for help. But you don't even know how to help yourself. And that's when it becomes exhausting to everybody, even self. You know, and sometimes, you know, people are so angry. Why? Because we're not operating at our full capacity. We want to do more. We know we can do more, but we just can't figure it out. And that is the time. That's the time right there when you're the most vulnerable to literally cry that shit out and get it out and ask God to show you the way. I'm telling y'all, I've never been so deep in my spiritual being and so deep into myself until I started journaling and I started releasing all of those energies and emotions that were tied to experiences. And I started writing, and I talk to y'all a lot. I talk to y'all because this is like my therapy. It's to help people and know people so y'all can see that I'm real. So I hurt the same. You know, I go through my own little issues or whatever. I'm not perfect by anything, but it's a learning process, and there's no better way to learn than to learn with people, than to learn with like-minded people who really want something better for themselves. And I'm telling y'all, I've been in dark places. You know, I've been there. I've been in areas where I'm so damn angry that I don't even know why I'm irritating myself. And then I was like, Empress, you got to pull yourself up out of that because ain't nobody going to want to deal with you. And you hurting. That's really all it is. And so when I got to a point where I can control my thoughts and I can control everything that was going on around me to the best of my abilities, great things started to happen. It's almost like your energy changes. Yeah, journal for sure. Journal. I buy journals just because they pretty. I got 1,000,001 journals all over the place. And the thing about it is, we think journal has to be in depth, right? We think we got to write pages. We got to write pages. We got to write pages. And when you don't, I think one day I just wrote, today was about obedience. Signed and dated it. It doesn't have to be in depth. It could just be whatever you want it to be. It's your thoughts, you know. But it was really after quitting that I got that time to give back to myself. And I took that time and I slept so much. I didn't even know how tired I was, y'all. Like, you don't know how exhausting you are until sleeping is the only option you have. I was exhausted. Some days I feel so damn sick that I can't get out of bed, and I'm just drained and I'm just tired because my brain is in overdrive, right? And so my thing is, you got to really want this. You have to really want to walk away, and you have to tell yourself that you're not going back. And then knowing that you're not going back, you also have to know that you have to work 10 times harder for yourself, but you have to rest. So a lot of people get that confused because, oh, hustling, I'm up at this. You have to rest because the reality is you can't give anybody 110% if you're not 110%. You don't have the energy. You young and you tired, you stretching. You know, how you going to give your customers that? How you going to interact with the people? How you going to get on here smiling full of energy and you tired? I've been on the go, y'all. Yes, baby. I don't sit down. I'm always moving around. So I'm really always tired sometimes, but I try to make time for everybody. I got so many people now who want to meet up and they want to network and they want to go out. And I'm all excited. I'm talking on the phone to people. I'm helping people brand their businesses. I'm all over the place, y'all. I still got a list of orders that I got to do, but I just feel like I'm ordained to do so. Like, I really feel like God has given me that pathway to say, you know, be a vessel, you know. And I'm here to tell y'all, it has not been easy. But I get to put a lot of more time into being creative. I'm about to yawn, so excuse me. But I have put a lot of time into being creative, and I get to spend a lot of time with my son, and I get to spend a lot of time with myself when he's at daycare. It's amazing. And so that's just that, it wasn't that I was unhappy. It was just that I loved what I did for me more. And that's when you gonna know when the feeling is right. Because you don't want to live with regret in the what ifs. What if I would have quit that job? And here it is 5 years down the line and you still there in the same position. You probably got promoted. They probably paid you a penny more. But guess what? Is it really worth your craft? Is it really worth your dreams? Like, a lot of people don't birth their dreams. And y'all have some amazing ideas. And y'all are some amazing and talented people. But you have to want it. You really, really, really have to want it. And so I'm proud of the ones who have stepped out there. Y'all are opening businesses. And y'all are starting well on y'all way. Congratulations. We are in the season of blessings. We are in the season of getting everything right. Your mind and body is very weak in this state. What was your first step to gain? What was your first step to gain control back mentally? Actually having the ability to accept the fact that something was wrong. That was a starting point, because a lot of people are in denial and they never want to accept the fact or the accountability that something is actually wrong, and that their body is very weak and their minds are even weak in that state. So it's really just the acknowledgement phase and the telling yourself, look, you ain't yourself. You're not yourself. This ain't you. So now we got to figure out what we got to do. Yes, baby. Well, you should have ate dinner, Zion. Okay. He didn't eat dinner, y'all. So he hungry now. But that was the first thing I went through. I got so many stories, y'all. This is only one of them. But I got so many stories. Like in 2016, when I was 150 something pounds, looking like I was depressed, y'all. I was so depressed. Like, I was itty bitty, like, from a toxic relationship. And that was really when my mind was at its weakest. And I just had to fight for it, man. I had to fight for myself. And I used to cry on the floor, balled up like a baby, holding my son. And I was like, I'll never let nobody put me back in this position. And that's kind of how I felt working in corporate America. I never let anybody make me feel guilty or make me feel whatever for having to leave work for my son. Like, y'all don't understand. The straw that broke the camel's back was when Zion got sick and my boyfriend volunteered to watch my son for that day. And I went to work and then I left early. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you have to be kidding me, for the simple fact that I am not even able to take the day off with my son because they will classify it as unscheduled PTO. And then when you have so many 24 hours worth of unscheduled PTO, meaning if you get sick at nighttime and you got to call in the morning, that's unscheduled PTO. And once you hit 24 hours, you qualify for an occurrence. And so it was just all these stipulations. And the craziest thing was that was only like on our floor that did that. And, we had to get there. If you got there at 7, you can take your first break to 9, from 9 to 9:45. Lunch started at 10:35, but you had to be back from lunch by 1:15. You couldn't leave before 3 because those were core hours. And then when I was just a regular representative, a credentialing rep, we had to work mandatory overtime. It was days where we had to have 60 hours a week. And I'm like, I got a kid. And it was just something that bothered me because I was like, I got a kid. And my mom should not have to pick up my son. Like, I know she does not mind, but that's not her responsibility. Like, she shouldn't have to. And I thank God that I have her. And I thank God for Darian and my grandmother and everybody now who really does help me. when it comes to my son, but it was just the reality of the fact that when we have kids, ladies, like, it's a different thing with being a single mom and already not having help. So every little thing, when the baby's sick, you gotta take off. When they got doctor's appointments, you gotta take off. It's you. Everybody is depending on you. You the sole breadwinner. You the one bringing in the money, so you really can't even miss work as it is. And then when I do miss work to do mommy shit, you penalize me? What the fuck is the humanity? You know, like, life happens. You know, life happens. And God forbid you lose somebody. Okay, you get bereavement, but if you stay one day past, they asking you when you coming back. Darian lost his brother and his uncle around the same time, literally. Don't y'all know that director looked my baby in his face and was like, we know what you going through, but don't, you're great, but you're replaceable? During the time that he was grieving? And you thought that was appropriate. These people don't give a damn about us. It's all about the money. It's all about dollars. It's a business. They gonna replace you as soon as you gone. They posting your position. Yeah, you got to get it for them. Yeah, you got to get it from them. Y'all had to know I'm getting it for Zion. He know. Mommy going. Mommy gonna go for him. And it's the funniest stuff to even just hear my mom, you know, when she's talking to people about me and she like, that's Zion. Oh, that's Zion, mama, take good care of him. It's almost like it make you feel good, man, because that's the only thing I ever wanted to do when it came to my baby. You know, I just wanted to make sure he was good. And I just wanted to make sure that he gets to experience things that we never had growing up. Like, that was my biggest thing when it comes to him, because as a mama, you love your babies, you know? And don't nothing come before your kids. You love your babies. And so you go to the end, you go to literally to the back, to the drawing board for them. And I just don't understand for the life of me. I remember when I was pregnant with my son, I had a high-risk pregnancy. And I was trying to go to the people at Enterprise, and I was telling them, you know, my pregnancy was high risk, yada, yada, or whatever. We were working from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I was on my feet all day. And I was just kind of telling them, and the lady looked me in my face and said, you ain't the first woman that's going to get pregnant, and you ain't going to be the last. Excuse the hell out of me then. Can y'all put me on a 30-day leave so I can get my doctor, you know, appointments together, and then I can decide what we going to do? I took my 30-day unpaid leave, came back. They waited until 2 o'clock to let me go to lunch, y'all. I'm pregnant. Waited until 2 o'clock to let me go to lunch. I was the last person they let go to lunch. I took my entire lunch, typed my resignation letter the night before. When it came time for me to come back, I drove home and sent the letter email when I got to the house. Playing no games. That's when I knew I ain't never been scared to walk away from no job. Not me. I ain't never been scared to do that. You gonna treat me like I'm shit? Oh, okay. Especially before I had Zion, I quit. I said that so many times. I quit. It's crazy. I think when I first got out of college, I got a job at Parkland as an environmental service manager. Quit there after a month. From there, I went to American Campus Communities. Quit there after about a year or two, and went from there to American. Went from there to Enterprise. Quit there. Got Enterprise. Stayed on to about January. Then got on at PLS Logistics. Quit there. Actually loved that job. Zion had just came home from the hospital, so that's the only reason I left. Started Connections IT Services, though. It was a black-owned company. A month later, I quit there. Got a little part-time gig at Sears. Quit there. Got on at ICOR. Quit there. And then was unemployed for about 5 months back in 2016 at the beginning. Got on at the vending company. Got fired. After 30 days, started with Blue Cross and quit there, and that's the end of my journey. And one thing I found out about quitting all of those jobs is that I got to figure out what I didn't like to do. But I also got to figure out what I love to do. And so that's the reality. And, you know, some of our biggest successes and some of our biggest stories come from those things that we never even thought would turn into a testimony.
Mommy.
So I encourage you guys to really do what makes you feel happy. Because it matters,
Mommy,
you know.
I watch Paw Patrol toys.
You want to watch Paw Patrol toys? Zion, you got to get ready to go to sleep, Daddy.
I watch Paw Patrol toys.
You got to go to sleep because you got to go to school in the morning.
I watch Paw Patrol toys.
Yeah.
I watch Paw Patrol toys. I watch Paw Patrol toys.
Okay, I'll come turn it on in just a second. Let Mommy end her videos, okay?
Dada.
Go.
Dada.
Go, Mom. Let Mommy end her video. But I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. I love you too, twin. I really, really do appreciate it. I plan on doing a lot of my videos starting again. I take pride and I enjoy just chatting with y'all and getting to know y'all, you know, a little bit of whatever. For those, again, who don't know me, I am the real Empress H. I've been doing this for about 2 years now. So I really just appreciate you guys for tuning in, because at the end of the day, it's really about loving what you do for yourself more. And I don't want any of you to have any regrets. And it may not come now, may not come tomorrow, but when your time comes, I'm already going to be happy for you guys. I'm rooting for you, because we all we all need to experience what that feels like to just be free, you know? So one of my favorite quotes is, I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. And that will forever be one of my favorite quotes. If you've ever seen The Great Debater, you know why. I love The Great Debaters. That's one of my favorite movies. But I appreciate all the shares. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the inboxes. My inbox is always open for you guys if y'all just want to chat. I'm really, really friendly. A lot of people don't think that. But I just really thank you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page, Impress You For What, make sure you do that. I got a new logo on the way, so I'm excited about that. And I plan on staying on top of these videos. Let me know whatever topics y'all want to talk about next. Y'all know I'm pretty open. I did the single mom story already. I talked about my abortion at 13 already. I haven't talked about the sexual assault, but I am going to do that. I got a lot of stuff, you know, fatherless daughter syndrome, suffering from my dad not being there growing up, being raised by a single mom, having a preemie, you know, the list goes on. I got a lot of stories that I can share with you guys, but I'm really relatable, for sure, and I'm forever grateful. It's Impress You For What. I'll tag the link when I log off in the comment section. I'll put it down there for you guys, and I'm going to upload this video over there as well. So yeah, I gotta get my son ready for bed, but y'all have been a great audience. I'm gonna leave it up for replay or whatever, just in case any of you guys missed it. If you got any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm always available when I'm not asleep. But y'all know what I say: be great on purpose, be you intentionally, man, and be blessed. I love you guys. I really love you guys. Make sure y'all get some rest tonight, man. Seriously, and wake up in the morning rejuvenated and ready to start the day, because you know who the fuck you are. You know whose you are. I'll talk to y'all later.